Hi, welcome back. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Kayla, and I am a spiritual healer and activator. And today I want to bring through a very important message, and this has everything to do with your energy and your vibration and how everything is energy. And so, what I mean by everything is energy, well, your thoughts are energy. Your actions are energy. Your behaviors are energy. Your um, your being is energy, right? And everything resonates at a specific frequency. So you and I both resonate at a specific frequency. And there's no frequency that is the same. But this is where it gets a little tricky, because this is where people think that duality is a thing for things being good or bad. And it's not about good or bad, it's about being aligned or misaligned. And depending on what you're vibrating at, it will feel aligned or misaligned. And so this goes into like so many different phases and so many different levels, because you could meet someone who is vibrating like super high, right? And they're all about love, they're all about light, but you're vibrating here and you're seeing them as delusional. You're seeing them as, oh, they're being fake. But it's just because you're not aligned with their frequency. Okay? And this is really important for manifesting. So if you're vibrating at a lower frequency and you want to call in something that has a higher frequency, yes, you can jump to that higher frequency. But in order to sustain it, you have to really become conscious of what energy you are vibrating outwards. Because as within, so without. And since everything is energy and everything is a frequency, once you start to raise your frequency, lower vibrational events and situations and experiences will start to come in. And that's really just the universe saying, like, are you going to stay at this, this frequency level, or are you going to stoop lower and vibrate at this level? And it's really up to you, because you have the choice to do that, and you're in control of making that choice. And choices are portals, my friends. And this is how manifestation works. So what you put your attention to, energy flows. So when you're focusing on struggling, on suffering, on being sad, or whatever it may be in that moment, yes, it's great to acknowledge it, let it, let yourself feel it through and let it flow through you, but don't attach to it. And I don't mean detach, because that's a misconstrued phrase in the spiritual community. You're not detaching, you're non-attaching. And that's a big difference, because whenever you detach, it's actually saying you're giving up. It's saying that you don't want to do it anymore, that you're done. But when you non-attach, you're just not attaching to the outcome or the specific result. And this is how the new earth is going to be created. It's not going to be happening externally. It's not going to be something that we're just going to, jump to or magically land on. It's actually going to be 444 when I looked at the timer. So it's actually going to be an internal state that we are creating inside of us. And then we are radiating that outwards. And so this brings me to my next point is this unity bliss consciousness. This is going to be what the new earth is going to be vibrating at. And the people who are vibrating at the lower frequency and are, you know, focusing on lower vibrational states and saying, oh, why me, or poor me, or blaming everyone else, or complaining about things, well, guess what? You're just going to create more of that into your reality, and you're going to be at this 3D earth instead of the 5D earth. And the 5D earth is going to be about love and gratitude and peace and all of these wonderful vibrations. But it's your choice. It's up to you. And you need to become more conscious of what you're putting out there, because everything matters, my friends. Everything matters. And it's so, so important as you're evolving as a consciousness to become aware of this. And yeah, this goes for just so many things. Just become very conscious on what you are vibrating at, and you can tell by your actions and your thoughts and your behaviors, because that's your identity, right? That's your identity that you're vibrating at. And if you want to change your external reality, you have to change your internal reality. And that starts by changing your thoughts, your patterns, your behaviors, your words, and how you treat people. And luckily, I don't have an inner dialogue. So I don't hear, you know, thoughts in my head. I don't hear my own voice. And I believe that that has happened because I have been, I've had many lives. This is one of my last lives. Probably not my last life, but very close to it. So this is some wisdom I'm sharing with y'all that I came into this earth with. Okay, this is something that I have known since I've been very, very young. And the first time that I really seen it in full effect was whenever I got into my acrobat accident. And I kept telling everyone, like, oh, let me backtrack a little bit. At first, I was really depressed. I was not eating. I was not drinking. I was literally just so depressed because I was an acrobatic. I loved acrobats. I was very athletic and I loved moving my body. And then when I wasn't able to, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, okay, so this is happening. And I acknowledged it and I was present with it. And I sat in that state for a little while. And then I was like, oh, I can change this. And so I did. And I just kept telling people that I was able to walk and that I was going to be able to walk, and that I just kept saying, like, oh, I can't wait until I can walk. Oh, I'm going to be walking. Oh, and I just kept saying that over and over and over again. And not only was I just saying that, I was also experiencing bliss and love and joy, and I was finding that in every single breath and every single moment. And this is the key, friends. This is the key, and this is how domino effects start. When something lower vibrational happens in your reality, okay? Something lower vibrational happens in your reality, and then you start to focus on it, and you start to put in more energy into that. And then all of a sudden, it's a triggering effect and a domino effect for other lower vibrational events and situations and circumstances to occur in your external reality. But the way to stop that is by going within, going into your heart, and saying what feels good, and focusing on that. No matter what is happening, focus on that, and that's how you stop the domino effect. But the same thing goes if you want to have more blissful experiences. If a blissful experience happens and you keep focusing on that bliss and on that happiness and on that joy and peace, you're going to create more of that in your external reality. So, yeah, that's what's been coming through, and I felt like I really needed to say this now. So, yeah, don't mind my nightgown and everything. And this is just really important because this is how you break cycles, and I'm a powerful cycle breaker, so this needs to be shared, and that's the key, is just focusing on what feels good. Stop focusing on what feels bad. Focus on what feels good, and then expand that. Become evolved by it. Welcome whatever comes up for you, because as you're welcoming in more love and light, you're going to, how should I word this? You're going to also welcome more of your shadow, more of your lower vibrational energies, because they want to bring you back down. But just say, okay, what feels good? And then just keep saying that over and over again. What feels good? What feels good? What feels good? Anytime that you have a lower vibrational thought, change it, become conscious of it, change it, and say, okay, what feels good? And expand that. Let it envelop your whole being. And become that. Become that. Become that. And no matter what happens in your reality. And yeah, this is something that I wish I would have known a while ago, whenever things were happening, because I was experiencing very lower vibrational domino effects in my life, and it was one thing after another after another. But one, I was not even acknowledging what was happening. I was not learning the lesson, and I was not becoming conscious of how I was reacting to it, because that is what you can control, your own reactions. You can control your own reactions. And this is so vital because, like I said, everything is energy. Everything is a frequency. And we're all part of the one consciousness, okay? We're all part of the one consciousness. And there's no better or worse. There's no good or bad. There's no evil. There's no good. It is what it is. And if you want to believe in those lower vibrational thoughts, such as evil or bad or whatever, then by all means, go ahead and do that. You're just going to create that into your reality, and then you're going to give power to that. But when you come to the truth of it all, that there is no duality, that it is what it is, and you can control how you react to the situations and what you're giving your power to. Because when you're giving power to something, you're feeding it energy, and it's growing and it's expanding. And then all of a sudden it creates your whole reality. And then you're over here like, oh, why is this happening to me? Or, oh, poor me. No, you can get yourself out. You have to change your perspective. Just do a little shift in your perspective. Come back to your center. Come back to your heart. Your heart will never lead you astray. And no matter what is happening in your external reality, because in truth, it's all an illusion anyways, and you wanted these experiences to grow and evolve, coming back into that truth that, okay, what is this teaching me? What can I learn from this? Not why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? That's victim consciousness. That's victim mentality. And that's just going to create more suffering and more lower vibrational experiences in your reality. And so I'm going to keep speaking about this in other ways because I feel like this is so important and a lot of people don't speak about it. And they always say about detaching, and like, no, it's not detaching, because detaching is actually saying giving up. It's non-attaching to the outcome, non-attaching to the result, just being in the now moment, because that's the only moment that exists. The past and the future do not exist. They are not real. Time is an illusion. So yeah, that's coming through really strongly. So I wanted to share that. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to bring through a transmission tomorrow. I need to get to sleep. I need to get my sleep because sleep's important. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Much love.